Hello friends, welcome to Tech AJ YouTube channel. Friends, in today's video, we are going to implement another very important DevOps project. Okay, so agenda of today's video will be we will install and configure Azure VM with Ubuntu OS Image. So you can practice the same thing on also AWS Cloud or on your on-premises also. Okay. So only required thing is we need Ubuntu OS image. Okay. Rest step will be the same. Okay. So here we are just going to use the Azure VM for achieving the same. Okay. So we will install NGINX on our OS and we will install and configure Docker. We will clone our Node app from GitHub, which is already created, and we will also build and run Docker images. Here I already created a Docker file, so I build a Docker image from that. Okay, and I will run that Docker image, and we will configure reverse proxy and NGINX. So here we will also see how we are able to configure reverse proxy and how we can configure load balancer and sticky session on that. Okay, so these are the things which we are going to cover in next 1 hour. Okay, so here we will also discuss the some key topics like what is NGINX. If you aware about NGINX, then it's good. If you not, then I will lightly touch what is NGINX, and we will also see the concept of what is reverse proxy. Okay, and what is the concept of load balancer and sticky session. Okay, so let's start our video. So just I am here and I am signing in my Azure portal. Okay, so here I am in my Azure portal. So here we have option for create a resource. You can practice same thing in AWS if you are aware with AWS concepts. Okay, so here I will choose virtual machine. Okay, so here we get a dashboard of create a virtual machine. Okay, so we will use free trial subscription, and here we will create a completely new resource group. Okay, so resource group name is will be okay NGINX RG. Okay, so here uh, we have to give name. So here I will give name NGINX GM. And region will be Asia Pacific Central India. Yes, I am from India, so I am choosing that because this is nearest region from my location. Okay. Availability zone. Yeah, I will good with zone one. Okay. Security group. Security type. Trusted launch. Virtual machine. Yes, good. I just I want to use Ubuntu image. So that's it. So here free services is eligible. It's showing. And here I am going to choose VM architecture will be x64. You can also choose ARM64. It will not make any difference on our procedures. Okay. So size will be yes, free service eligible. Okay. Okay, that's good. So here it's saying SSH public key or password. We are good with our SSH public key. So username will be Azure user. It's saying generate new key pair and it's as you can choose use an existing key stored in Azure. Okay. So here I already, if you have any key, then you can choose that. So here I have a key, NGINX key. Okay. So that's why I'm choosing that one. and here just we have a SSH22 portal out, but here we are going to configure the web server. So here I am choosing port 80. You can here just we are going to use port 80 because we are not going to configure the SSL on that, so it's optional. Okay, we are good with port 80 and 22. Okay, so click on new next this. Okay, everything should click on networking. We don't have to do also anything here. Virtual network is NGINX virtual network, and subnet will be this and this. Okay, so just here we already choose the inbound ports in our security group like HTTP and SSH port is allowed only. Okay, so no, I don't want to choose Azure load balancer or application gateway. So click on next. So here, no, I don't want to take any of the service. So click here, click on next, advanced. Okay, here we don't. Here you can just configure some custom data or user data. You can also enable some user data, and you can just put here like commands so that our VM has already. So first command will be sudo apt get update. Okay, and next command will be sudo okay apt get install NGINX. X and Y, and next command will be sudo apt get install. Okay, if you are doing this practice with AWS EC2, then there is also option of user data and custom data. Okay, so here just sudo apt get install docker io. So we will see which what this thing will work or not. Okay, so just here click on create. So it's in slashing our deployment. Our deployment is in progress right now. So just wait for some few moments. Okay, go here. IP public IPv4 address. Okay, so we just copied the public IPv4 address now. So here we will use our CMD Windows 11 CMD to connect from our server. So just here I downloaded my key in downloads. So just here, and my key name is okay. So just give a command here. Okay, so just we are going to use our NGINX key.pam. Okay, so here this is our key which we are going to use. If you are able to see that, this is the my key. Okay, so here what command I have to use? I am going to use OpenSSH client. So here NGINX. So what is the name of this key? Will be the NGINX key.pam. Okay. Okay, and username will be Azure user. Okay, so here just paste your IP. This is the public IP, type yes. Okay, now we are on our server. So just control plus the zoom in. Okay. So here what we will see, we will hit the command systemctl status NGINX. So it's saying NGINX service could not be found. It means it's not installed. Okay. So what we will do here, just give the command sudo apt. Okay, so here there in users data section we just forget to put sudo there. I think so that's why it's not updated. Sudo apt get update. So okay, it's not matter. We will update here. Okay. So just now we are proceeding to our first step. So here we are going to install NGINX now, and then we will install and configure Docker, and then we will just clone our node app. So here sudo apt-get install NGINX. Okay, yes. So here it's installing our NGINX server. So what is NGINX? NGINX is just a web server which support many of the features like it support load balancing, it support reverse proxy, it support many of the more flexible features. Okay, so just it's a web server like Apache. Okay, so our let's see the status of our Nginx sudo here. Okay, now our Nginx is running. Let's see the what is the default page we are getting here. Okay, so it's saying welcome to Nginx. So our Nginx web server is successfully running. So now next what we will do. So just okay, it's basically if you know about any web server already, then it's just hosting the content of where www html. Okay, so what we will do, we will install. So we have to give sudo here, otherwise it will give error of permission denied. Sorry, we have to install sudo apt-get install docker io -y -rs. Okay, so just is installing the docker io. Now what we will do in next. So here, meanwhile it's installing. So here, this is the my repo, which is a Reactdjango repo. Here, okay. So this is the our simple web app, okay, which is written in mostly in Node.js and Python, and of course HTML CSS is there. Okay, so uh, you can just we have to just copy this and go to the server. Okay, it's processing triggers now. So here, make sure Git is installed there. So just hit the command Git. Okay, so Git is already here. So what we will do? So just we will hit the command Git clone and paste the repo link. Okay, so you can also use this repo. So just ls here. Okay, so this is the Reactdjango is here right now. So this let me show here. Like here, I have a README file which actually our app is developed when our app is developed by any developer. Developer write some README code for DevOps engineer. So as we are DevOps engineer or system engineer, just we are going to read. First of all, we are going to read that file so that we can understand what developer want to say. So it's saying requirement is Python 3.9, Node and React. So okay. So first of all, we have to clone the repository and we have to build the app by using this command. So we will just use this command here. Okay. And meanwhile, we will copy also this command from here. Okay. So what it's saying? It's saying permission denied error. So how we are able to solve? Why we are? This is giving the permission denied error. So actually, we did not have permission. The Azure user did not have permission to run the Docker. Okay. So let's try to use. Okay. Now when we use the sudo, so it's just creating that. So I will show what is written in our Docker file so that you are able to understand that the complete concept what this Docker file is doing behind the scene. Okay, so just wait for some few moments to complete this step. So it's giving some warning, but I think warning is not related to us. Okay, okay, that's it. So ls here. So here, okay, we have a Docker file. So let's try to read that Docker file. Okay, so just we cat the Docker file. What? Okay, it's saying from Python 3. So its requirement is Python 3.9 as already declared by the developer, and work directory will is app backend. So it's copying the requirement.txt to app backend and it's running pip install -r requirement.txt. So it's installing all the requirement, okay, by using pip command, and just we copy the current data of current directory to app backend and just we exposes the port 8000. Okay, now what we will see. So our server is running on this location. Okay, so how we are able to know? So it's actually not running, it will run on port 8000. So just give a command docker ps. So it's saying permission denied. Okay, so every time we have to use a sudo here. Sorry. So no processes is here. So just see the images. Any images is here or not? Okay, so we have a notes app. And one more thing, we have to add this user in Docker group also. So just we add, okay, so here otherwise it will error. So add to group Docker, and username is Azure user. Okay, sorry, command is not chmod. Chmod is for permission switching. Command is user mode. Okay, so that's it. Now just we will what we will do. So just we need to run our container image, which is not at latest. Okay, so here what we will doing, we are just giving command to docker run this nodes app container image and export the port 8000. Okay, so just hit enter, and now just see docker ps. Okay, so why permission denied, not hit sudo here. Right. So here our docker is container is running successfully. Okay, so now what we need to do? Okay, so we need to do the we need to change the configuration so that we can set up the reverse proxy. Right now when we are going here, just we are saying it's saying welcome to NGINX. So now just we are going to configure the reverse proxy. So before configuring the reverse proxy, let's discuss the concept of reverse proxy. So here, okay, so just for better explanation, I am showing you the concept with some images. So what is reverse proxy? So it's saying a reverse proxy is a server that sits in front of web server and forward clients, okay, like web browser request to those web servers. So reverse proxy are typically implemented to help increasing security and performance and reliability. Okay, like this is the example of forward proxy server. Okay, here some of the clients are first connect from a forward proxy server and then go to the internet, and then their request is go to on some server, and server gave the response, and then response come to the forward proxy first of all, and then go to the client, serves to the client. Okay, so what is the concept of reverse proxy? So reverse proxy is different. Like here we are users, okay, and we are using some web browser to connect our internet, and then all request is first going to the reverse proxy and then transfer to the origin servers. Okay, these are the backend servers. Backend server may be running HA, backend server may be running in um, load balancing mode. Okay, so it's gave response to the reverse proxy, and then reverse proxy and with the help of internet, this response and which goes to the various clients or various users. Okay, so that's it, the concept of reverse proxy flow. So let's work on the concepts. So here, so when we are accessing from our browser as a user or as a client, then this is serving from the our default port, okay, which is port 80, and only port 80 is allowed from our security group. Here you can see that from my security group section. Okay, so just go to the home section. Okay, go here in resource group. So here go into NGINX resource group. So this in our network security group, you can see that only port 80 is allowed. Okay, here you can see that inbound role only 22 and port 80 is allowed. No any other port is allowed. But here our web server uh, is running on port 8000. We just binded the port 8000 with our Docker, uh, our our web app is running in Docker container, and just we exposed the port 8000. Okay, and just we binded the port 8000 of our OS and from the Docker image. Okay, so this is the nothing but just a port binding. Okay, so here we can see that our web server our web app is running inside the Docker container, and we expose the port 8000. What we will do? So let's see the magic of NGINX. Okay, so NGINX, so all the configuration file will be located at here inside the NGINX. So just go there, ls here. So here you can see that here nginx.config.com file is present. So where we can use two concepts here. Like we can directly use the site available and site enables concept. Either we can choose the directly create the configuration files here inside the config.d. Okay, also. But right now, just we are going to use the concept of site available and site enabled. So here, the sites, we are just going to change inside the sites enabled. Okay, so just go to the sites enabled here, and here we have a default configuration file. So we only change this default configuration file. Okay, we are not going to create any other configuration file inside the config or any other folder. Like the configuration which resides inside the sites available will not currently live. It's just available on our server. Okay, but it's not live. But all the configuration changes done inside the sites enabled will go live. Okay, so just we go inside the default by using vi for editing the. So here you can see that here we have a location section, and we just go into the insert mode by pressing I. So what we will do, just yes, this is the low root location. So here what we have to do, just we have to expose, like just we want to use the proxy. So we include a directory name proxy pass. Okay, so we enter a directory here. So these entries are called directive in language of NGINX. So here proxy pass HTTP. Okay, and these all are on our local server and IP of local. I am entering here IP of local host. Okay, so it's running on port 8000 because just we bonded with port 8000. Okay, so this is the sample entry. Okay, so what we need to, this is for front end, and what we need to do one more thing. So just come here. Okay, and put the comment here. Okay, we will copy this line, have here and paste this. Okay, now this time just go here and give one more path. It's our backend. Like here, our web app backend is written in the Django and all are inside API. So here just I am including that. Okay, and here just go to the API. Okay, so that's it for setting up the reverse proxy. I think all configuration is completed. Okay, so it's saying okay, just let me copy all these things. Control Shift E because I forget to enter here by using sudo. So that's why I get the permission denied here. Okay, just hit enter right now. Go to that section. Okay, so here we just go into the insert tab. Please Control Shift V. Okay, I'll now I'll setting it here. So what I will do, I will just delete these lines. Okay, so now just WQ I write it here. And one more thing, we have to check the syntax of our just we make change in configuration file of our NGINX. Okay, so now it's our responsibility to make sure each we change our configuration file in rightful manner. So here we use nginx -p command so that we can ensure that our syntax are correct. So it's saying we have okay, sorry, it's saying syntax is okay. Okay, so syntax is okay. So right now just give the command sudo system ctl reload nginx. Okay, hit enter. Now just go here and press Ctrl R. Here we can see that our NodeJS and the Django app is running successfully. So this is simple to do app. Here click on plus symbol and we can add our nodes here, like it will be node number 7, and here I'm entering hi, this is store option. Okay, and we success we successfully deployed our web server web app and click on save. Okay, so you can see that our nodes is saved right now. Now anybody which have this IP address is able to use our to do note app. Okay, so here just we configured the reverse proxy on nginx. So here we did not expose our port 80. So sorry, port 8000. So here our Docker, our web application is running inside this. Like let me show you know Docker PS. So our web server is running inside this container, and we exposed only port 8000, but here you can see that in our security group only port 80 is allowed. So when any client is requesting this IP, then our request is going to the port 80, but here inside story is different. Here we are using the reverse proxy. So all request is coming to localhost port 80, and then localhost port 80 transferring those requests to this web app. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand the concept. It's right now not exposing the content of where www.html. You can see that. So this is the content here ls. So here it has this data, but right now it's not hosting currently this data. So now NGINX activated the proxy server. Okay. So one more important thing here, just right now, I hope you are able to understand what is proxy server and how you can configure the proxy server by using the NGINX. Okay, so it's very simple. So just go to here. Okay, one more thing we have to do here is we have to configure the load balancer with sticky session. So what we can do, so we have to go there. We have to go into the configuration file. So we have to make changes in NGINX configuration file. Okay, so for that we are going like every configuration file in Linux is stored inside the etc. And for NGINX, it will be NGINX, of course. So just go there. Oh, sorry. Let's escape Q. I am using VI. So just and go to file uh, uh, enabled, not unavailable. So just put here, and here just we want to change the default configuration file. So enter here, and here, so here you can see that our server is listening on port 80, which is the default server. But when we just uses the concept of mm, reverse proxy by using the proxy path directive, then it's just proxying the requests that are coming on port 80 of localhost. Okay, so right now what we will do, we are just going to use the concept of load balancer. So for this what we will do one more thing. Let's do first some changes here, like here we have to add one more important directory for load balancing, which is a directory name upstream. Just go into the insert mode and add this directory to here. So upstream. So like here, right upstream, and here we have to give the some name. Like here, just I want to give the name sample cluster. Okay, just use the tab. Okay, right now, just I want to use sticky session. If you are not going to use not want to use sticky session, then it's good. But for now, just I will use sticky session. So only thing I have to do use IP hash here for using the sticky session. So what is sticky session? So when we implemented the concept of load balancer, then clients requests are served by the server that are behind, that are basically load balancing. Like here, in our case, it's a local host. It will be local host, of course, local host 8080, and it will one more. And here, just here, I am using the same server, 8000, of course. So, and here we can also specify the weightage, like I want to give weight it for this. I want to just give the 30, and for this, it means if our proxy server is getting the 100 of request, then 30 will go on 8080 and 70 will go on 8000. Okay, so that's the meaning for this syntax. Okay, I hope you are able to understand. So put semicolon. Okay, come here, tab, tab, and close that. Okay, so upstream we are using the sample cluster. So here what we will do, we need to change here also. So here now our proxy will be passed to uh, this time to our sample cluster. Okay, so here why we are making this entry, because we are implementing the concept of proxy. Sorry, just to go here, sample cluster. Here we have to also make entry like this, sample cluster. Okay, sample cluster API. Okay, that's good. Let's save it and exit. Sorry, guys. So one more thing, what we can do right now. So at least we will copy this data. Okay. So getting that error because did not use the sudo here, so that's why. So must use the sudo because all of the work will lose if you not use the sudo. Just go to insert, paste upstream sample cluster. Okay, and here come here in the in proxy path section and enter here sample cluster, sample cluster. Okay, and go here also. Let if you have any different server, then you can also specify the address of that server. So But right now, just here, I'm using this localhost two different ports. Okay, sample cluster. Okay, HTTP sample cluster API. Just try to save. Okay, and check the syntax error by using NGINX -t command. Okay, sudo here, otherwise here. Upstream directory is not allowed here in etc site enabled default. Okay, so it's saying test is failed. So it means we just put it our entry this time at wrong place. Just to go there, what we have to do? Okay. So here just we put it this entry here, so that's why we are getting this error. So just press copy the insert and go here and also just we have to copy it before the server line comes up. Okay, upstream sample cluster IP has localhost 8080 where 30 server localhost 8000. Okay, do one more thing. We have to like run our Docker image on port 8080 also. So just okay. Right now, just I am binding the port 8080. Okay, port 8000 from port 8080. Okay, sorry, fail to port binding. Okay, what's it's okay. So it's already allocated. So just hit enter and now this time run docker ps sudo here. So right now we have two Docker containers running inside our OS. Okay, so this is the first one which exposes the port 8000 and the uh, yeah, and it's just I banded the port 8080 from this and and first one is 8000. Okay, that's activated 26 minutes ago. Okay, that's up from 26 minutes ago. Okay, so right now we have two web apps cluster running in our OS, and both are running inside the Docker container. Okay, so just we implemented the load balancing concept. So right now we need to check the syntax error. So put sudo every time I'm forgetting this. So what it's saying, wait invalid parameter wait in okay. It's saying wait parameter is not recognizing WEIGHT WEIGHT. So what is the parameter they want? So go here. I think it's correct one. Okay, just don't put the wait parameter here for now. But I know it's correct. But I'm removing here so that I can avoid because video is taking too much time, guys. Now check syntax. NGINX hyphen sorry 0. Okay, now it's saying okay. So syntax is okay. So just run the system cpl. So reload NGINX. Of course, I have to put the sudo. Okay, let's test it. Okay, now here just try to make an entry here, and entry is here. Here we are successfully successfully deployed our container web app in load balancer with reverse proxy. Okay, so in this project, sorry, spelling is incorrect, so it's also suggesting me for right spelling. Okay, so just save this and refresh this. Okay, here you can see that behind the scene, these requests are not going to two different servers. It's serving by basically one server. Why? Because just we implemented the sticky sessions. Okay, so what is sticky session? So here I want to show the concept of sticky session. Session information between a visitor. So it's saying session stickiness, session persistence is a process by which a load balancer creates an affinity between a client and a specific network server for the duration of session. The time a specific IP spent on a website using sticky session can help improve user experience. So with sticky session, a load balancer assign an identifying attribute to a user, typically by issuing a cookie or by tracking their IP details. Then, according to tracking ID, a load balancer can start routing all the requests of the server to a specific server for the duration of the session. It means so just now our load balancer will not transfer our request to the second web server because just we implemented this sticky session concept. So I hope so. Why this type of concept? Like if we are serving something from if web server, and suddenly our request go to the second server, and second server is not synced in real time. Okay, so we can get some issues. Okay, so that's why that's avoiding for avoiding that issue. It's very crucial to implement the sticky session concept with load balancers. Okay, so this is the overall concept. I hope you will like this project. Here we did not implemented the concept of CI/CD, but this is very important DevOps project which you have to perform in day-to-day activity. Okay, so thanks for watching this video, guys. That's it for this video. If you have any query, then you can put a comment.